just to give you guys a little bit of background about the two of us. So we actually manage a boutique creative agency. So a lot of our clients are like your Korean and your Japanese beauty skincare brands. So it sort of also led to us starting our botanical personal care brand that is called Ayin Skin. So from there, and when we started that brand since 2019, and sort of have evolved to something that we thought, is there anything that we can create more, like can we do more sustainable kind of product that is, you know, good for the environment, good for our skin. So it has sort of evolved into the creation of Quinn and Oliver. Yeah. So because based on our knowledge, we want to do more sustainable products. So okay.
So this is the screen sharing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So so we what set us thinking was what is the most common thing that we use every day that we can't do without, and how to turn that into something sustainable. See, so we look around our bathroom, and then we realize that, you know, besides your shampoo, conditioner, and our body wash is one of the main items that all of us use, liquid form, soap form, any kind of form that we use, right? So we started thinking that how do we make this a bit more sustainable, a lot more sustainable, and yet we do not lose quality while doing so. Because say for example, if you use bar soaps, right, they're super sustainable, but it's very hard to use after a while. So where is the
middle ground?
The middle ground, yeah, correct. So over the past year or so, we started experimenting with powder formulation. Why do we use powder formulation? Because it's the same concept as let's say your washing powder. I mean, that's a bad representation, but along that kind of concept, you add water to the custom powder formulation to get the end product. So it's sort of like a co-creation. Why do we do that? It's because when you use can you move the slide? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, just let me know when to change slide.
Okay. So, well, I mean, pictures like this, right? It also shows, just to retract a little bit, sorry. Pictures like this, it also shows our concern about why we want to do something sustainable. Like we all know, especially when you guys are all divers, you guys are all marine experts, right? You will know the kind of pollution that's going on in the ocean today. I mean, everything that goes on in the ocean, it translates back to us in the end, because the fishes will eat all the plastic remains and all, it comes back to us in the end. So we have to go to the root of the problem. So okay, next slide. So yeah, so that is how we begin to, like I was also saying earlier, how did we begin to arrive at this powder formulation? A lot of our what you call it, personal care products right now, about only 1% of the product is actually active ingredient. The rest of them are simply just water. So that is what we arrive at, and because of that, right? Because of the weight of the content, it adds to carbon footprint, and of course, it comes in like plastic containers, refillable containers, even refill sachets are all available in plastics. So as we all know, plastic takes like 600 over years to even decompose or to break down. How do we provide something else that is a lot more friendlier? So next slide. So imagine, like for example, this is a very simple graph. One person uses at least, like just for one body care product, right? You use like at least 12 plastic bottles per year, and that's only for maybe your shampoo or your conditioner or your body wash. And you have plenty of bottles in the bathroom. You go and take a look at it, and you multiply that by 1 million people, 7.8 billion people. I mean, the trash is just humongous, I would say. So I think right now the statistics right now are like, I think about 57 Empire State Buildings of plastic waste is being generated every year. And then it's like, sorry, I think it's every day. And then out of the waste pollution, right, 46% of them come from plastic packaging alone. And then only 9% of it is being recycled, which means the rest of everything else, right, goes back to overfilled landfills, and of course they'll stream down to the rivers and the oceans, and then it becomes a toxic cycle in the end. The next slide. So when we come out the powder, we reduce effectively, right? When you use the powder formula, right, you cut away two main things. One, you reduce your carbon footprint drastically because we do not, the sachets are very light. You do not require any water inside the container to transport. That's one. The second one, which is more significant, is that you do not need to generate any more virgin plastic production for either the sachets or the bottle itself. It comes in, our refill formulas come in aluminum sachets. And you know, aluminum is highly recyclable. And then our dispenser bottle is in stainless steel. Why do we use stainless steel or food grade stainless steel? Is because we have tried to experiment with different kind of containers, as there are different brands use different kind of containers. Well, some use like recycled plastic, some use aluminum, some use glass, But we find that stainless steel has the longest, what do you call it? It doesn't contaminate. Unlike aluminum bottles, inside aluminum bottles, there's a lining. I don't have the scientific name for it. There's a lining inside that will disintegrate over time. And this is also why your water bottles, right? Your stainless steel, your bottles are all in stainless steel material. And this is also why we are using that as our dispenser bottle. That means one dispenser bottle can last you indefinitely. And of course, along the way, we'll change design, and that's another thing to talk about. So you create zero single-use plastic waste when you use our product together with the water that you refill.
Yeah. Okay. Next slide, please. So yeah, so the whole idea is the fact that, in our small way, we try to make our product more sustainable, so that it's a small step towards a big movement. So as for all our marine animal lovers, we want to have a clean home from all these animals. Yeah. So our product, next slide, thank you. So our product actually, for this launch of the product, we actually have, we have the bottle here. So it's actually a 330 ml capacity. So,
you see it? I thought it's on sharing screen.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry, later I'll show you when it goes to the screen. So we have a 330 ml bottle, and the thing is, and then we have 3 different scents, which is nature inspired. So we have ocean wave, air fresh, and forest dew. So to us, less is more. So less ingredients, the better. But we use quality source ingredients that are quality and sourced from around the world in terms of the fragrance, in terms of the products used. And our products don't use harsh chemicals, like we don't have colorants, we don't have sulfate, parabens, and talc. Yeah. And we are also the first in the market to have the product, which is actually organic, vegan certified, and halal certified as well. So as you can, so we are working with our Thai producers who are actually who are scent masters, because they, for those who love spas and aromatherapy, the Thais are very good in creating all this scent. So we are working with them to produce these products. Yeah, so how the product will come in is a starter kit. So sorry, next slide, please. So the starter kit is in a paper box packaging, as well as this is when customers order from us in terms of the bottle as well as the sachets. But if they choose to repurchase again without the bottle, or they have their own bottle, right? The sachets will come in a paper envelope. Sorry, next slide, thank you. Yeah, so we try to make our packaging recyclable, sustainable, so that we cause lesser carbon footprint. Yeah, and the next one, yeah, the next slide. Yeah, so right now we are looking at powder body wash, but in terms of future expansion line, we are looking at all these products range, like your shampoo, conditioner, face wash, hand wash, and even going to home cleaning products, as well as tablet forms for travel size, top to toe wash. So we have a lot of products in mind that we are going to create. Yeah.
And also the scents as well, because the scents don't stop at 3. So along the way, we release more scents, and possibly, like for example, shampoos and conditioners, right? We can use different types of ingredients for different types of hair, face wash, conditioner, all this. So it's kind of a long expansion plan that we have in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next slide, thank you. And And what we're excited about is because our product right now, if you see, is the black color bottle. That is our launch bottle. But in terms of the look and feel, in terms of design and customization, the world's the limit because we can actually do many designs. And for example, this new design that you see here is actually like paying tribute to the ocean and the underwater sea. So we are pretty excited about the creations that we can do, like in terms of bottle design as well.
We can also work with different partners, different brand partners and different organizations if they want to come up with a design that's exclusive for their organization.
Yeah.
So it becomes a collaboration kind of approach, you see.
Yeah.
Because the main thing is, right, we think that the whole idea of creating this is not just to hold the IP to ourselves. We hope that this product can spread to people who are unaware of how they can help out help save the environment and help clean up the environment just by choosing to change one side of their body care routines. I mean, we want to make it known to people that it's not as hard as you think. You don't have to really commit to a very strict no waste lifestyle. And of course, that's the best. But if you can't, you can start small first, and that's the reason why we wanted to start this brand as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the next slide. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are on Kickstarter. So do look out for Quinn and Oliver.
Yeah, there's 7 days left. As you know, Kickstarter has exclusive discounts. So that's where we are placing the discounts at. Do pledge for us. Hopefully we can bring this to life. We are already 100% funded, so you'll be 100% sure that you'll receive your product. It's just that right now you will receive special discounts.
Yeah. Okay. This.
Okay, that's all for the slides. Short and sweet.
Yeah, so let us know if you have any questions they want to ask us.
Is this like?
Is it sharing the screen or?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wait,
Show you the bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, this is the bottle, 330 ml. Yeah.
Yeah. Stainless steel, 330 ml, and then what you do, right, is you pour the powder inside, and then you put a little bit of water just to dissolve it first, and then you fill up the rest to this blue color indicator line. If you can see down here, there's a blue color indicator that says water level. So if you up here, you shake a little bit, and then you can just use it for, as long as 330 ml fits you.
Yeah.
It's very hardy because, that's why it's stainless steel, and if you drop on the floor, it will not scrape or anything unless you throw it against the wall. So if not, right, then it's very, very hardy, and it should last you a very, very, very long time. Yeah. We think that it makes good for presents too, because when we were launching, on our Kickstarter, right, the people who go into us to ask us to do into duo sets and trio sets, because I think for them it makes a very good introductory presents to introduce friends to a better eco-friendly lifestyle. Yeah, that's why you will see like there are duo sets and trio sets on our Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
Is this, you guys ship like worldwide, is it?
Yes. Right now on Kickstarter, we state that we are shipping to certain countries, but actually a lot of the major countries are already inside. We have someone from Mozambique who ordered from us as well.
Yeah.
But we couldn't ship to Mozambique at that point in time, and then after that we add in the city by itself, the country by itself. Then we do ship to South Africa and then everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we are at the Kickstarter phase, but we are also developing our shipping and our website and all for actually mainstream launch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have like plans to like offer in bigger packs? Because then it reduces the amount of packaging further lah. But
bigger packs as in like you mean for the
as in the sachets, yeah.
The sachets.
Like the bag and then,
the sachets are now in 30 ml because 30 ml fits this bottle.
Yeah.
30 grams, so fits this bottle fine. So if we were to increase to, let's say 50 grams in future, right, that means the bottle will have to go even bigger. So
but I mean, people can also just like measure, right? But according to your instructions, if you have instructions.
Yeah, right. So I mean, 30 ml, the sachet grammage that we use now, 30 ml is the best for this 330 ml liquid water right now. So you were saying if we were to increase the powder to say 50 grams, like I said, this one will have to increase also because then you'll be too concentrated. Because the powder, we took a long time to experiment with the powder because it's really not easy to achieve a product whereby there is like the consistency is good, that is easy to pump out, and then it really feels like your liquid body wash after a while. And of course, it smells really, really nice. Yeah. So. A lot of we have tested so many versions of the body wash, and I lost count. So only when we arrive at something that we want to buy ourselves, then we release it onto Kickstarter. So it's not something experimental actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the consistency of the body wash like? Is it more like a gel or more like a, I don't know? Is it?
It's I would say, let me test a little bit here. I don't know whether you can see or not. So let me test a little bit. So it's like this. So it's like gel, and then it's almost like your normal body wash, except if you compare to, of course, very liquid ones like your Dove, right? Those are very, very liquid because they are really 9-10 of it is already water. But for this one, the concentration is really there. As you can see the texture, if you can see the texture and all, right, it's really there. So it's really quite concentrated. Yeah. In fact, I think that we were expecting, in fact, that when you finish a whole bottle, right, there could be some, you know how we can always try to add more water to it to prolong everything. Like you can add a little bit more water to it to even extend it even more. Yeah. So the whole idea is to keep reusing, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Were there any like major issues that you guys faced along the way, like developing?
Yes, definitely. This one we took about a year to develop. It came from, because we think that people would think that developing powder is easy. Actually, it's not, because of the, like Coleman was asking, consistency. The consistency is the hardest to achieve. While having consistency, we need to maintain that the scent is also lasting, and then we also need to maintain that the ingredients need to be this percentage of all these ingredients, or they all need to be certified with all the accolades that we were claiming. So with all these factors in place, right, there's very little room for us to play with. So that's why the testing took almost a year for us to achieve here. Of course, improvement, I wouldn't say we have 100%, 101% perfect formulation. I think that there's always room for improvement in everything in our life. And I think that moving on, right, when we develop more scents and all, right, everything can enhance again. Why not? Yeah, just that for now, this is like as best as we can get for now.
And we also welcome customers' feedback. Definitely, customers will share their feedback about towards the scent or the product. I mean, we'll definitely work and improve on it. Yeah.
So the next,
what's the trend in the skincare industry on like plastic waste, since there's alternatives like aluminium for like those sachets, right? So why isn't it like being used more widely?
For most of the beauty brands?
Yeah.
It's a question that we've always been asking ourselves as well. I think while we cannot answer for all the big global beauty brands, I think a lot of things go down to bottom line, because after all, right, plastic is one of the easiest and the cheapest to produce. So where brands come in concern, right, bottom line is always the leader in everything, in most of the consideration. So I think that's why you will see a lot of our brands are still, you know, they are treading the water a little bit. They will change a little bit to aluminum. They'll do like
recyclable plastics, PET,
upcycle and everything there. But it's just they refuse to change it to aluminum. Like I wouldn't name brands, but why can't what do you call that, a sunscreen, for example? Why can't it be aluminum tube? You know, I'm sure they have the R&D and the technology to do that. So we wouldn't know the reason. I would think it's bottom line for me. Yeah.
So for us, in terms of how we want to develop our product to be more sustainable, that's why we decided to go with the kind of packaging that we think that would, in a way, help to minimize or reduce plastic consumption. So that's why we chose certain materials to work with.
Okay, thanks. Also, like, is it possible to do this for skincare products? Because there's a whole like range of things that people use that come in a whole bunch of different packages, right? So do you have plans to expand to skincare?
Like for example, face creams in tablet or powder form?
Yeah.
It's not out of the question. It's just that it could be the pipeline, but these are feedbacks, like we say, right, that we welcome people to share. Like, let us know what are really concerned. You know, if not now, then in the future when there's better technology, why not? Just that testing will take a long time.
I mean, powder wash in itself is actually not. It's been around since like I think Ayurvedic times or what. Like in India, they use it and they use it like in a paste. So we have seen like in other parts of the world, like I mean in Europe, in India, they do have their own formulation. It's just what kind of product you want to bring to the market. So we felt that in Asia, right now the whole sustainability in terms of using powder wash, right, it's much more popular in US, Europe side of the world. But for us, I think in Asia, definitely some, not as much, but up and coming. So I think the whole eco-friendly sustainability products and packaging is slowly but surely coming up. So it's just a matter of
my name now there is things iPhone X.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been an exciting 1 year plus of experimentation and R&D for us, and all, because we are doing something that is not found in Singapore yet. So that's something we are a bit proud to say that we are one of the first to do it. And then hopefully we can, like I say, develop more things. But based on your feedback, like Kathleen's feedback about facial, about beauty products, right? We can experiment, and then we can see what comes out of it. Like I say, travel products, right? We wanted to do, why we say travel products in tablet form is because I think we have feedbacks that, let's say you bring a sachet of powder, right, and you cross the airport, you might be asked, what is this white powder about, right? So, we don't want to come to that situation. So the another sustainable way to do it will be doing in small tablet form. So just pop the tablet. Simple things like tablet, right? It's not only just doing a tablet, it's also about packaging of the tablet. Because if you package a tablet in plastic, wrapping the film to tight it, and then you wrap it with aluminum after that, right? These two combined together cannot be recycled. So there is a lot of misconception going out there that, we use very little plastic, it's aluminum, you throw in, it can still recycle. Actually, no, it becomes waste immediately, waste pollution immediately. So you have to be separate. So all these are a lot of R&D going on. And whether or not the packaging can absorb water, can repel water, all this kind of thing is also very important. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, for 1 year of experimentation.
Hi, this is Ivan. I think the plastic angle is very important angle for sure, especially from the ocean perspective. But I think in your product, you also probably have much lower carbon footprint from the production of the packaging and the transportation of the product. And, so basically from a kind of full supply chain perspective, there's a much lower carbon footprint as well. Do you know what the difference is? Like for the same amount of product that people use, how much more footprint or reduction they can have by choosing your product?
Don't really have the number now, but we don't really have the number now. Sorry to say, but we can definitely look into it and do the calculation on our part. Yeah, because if you're not transporting, if 90% is water and you're just basically transporting water, that's a big difference, I think, from a carbon footprint. And then just thinking from there, like in terms of your next products, like the dish soaps, or the big heavy soaps that we buy and we carry in supermarket and we break our necks. Like anything high volume, I think potentially could be interesting. I don't understand why there's no option to buy powder and mix it yourself. I would say that, to be fair, the whole world is trying to gear towards more sustainable angle right now. I wouldn't say that everybody has found the perfect solution yet. So I think a lot of brands out there are trying their best. And most of the time it comes from small brands, people like us, small brands who are more nimble and who can experiment faster. Because for big brands to turn around, right, you would expect them to there's a lot of protocols, a lot of things to consider. So it's not that they can't, it's probably, internal protocols also very difficult. So that's where we come in, like, hopefully we can inspire bigger brands to do so, because end of the day it's the same goal anyway. It's not whether I do it better or you do it better. It's more like we're all trying to either save animals or save humans or save the earth. Everybody has a different agenda, but at the end of it all, we're all trying to do it better.
But I think in the name of sustainability, a lot of times the product itself, even if it's eco-friendly, tend to be expensive because it could be the R&D or what. So I think, for example, like detergent powder, now you have those like strips and whatnot. As much as a general housewife wants to be eco-friendly, but she also have to watch the budget. And a lot of times these products are actually quite expensive to wash a whole load of laundry. So I think for our products, right, we actually price it quite reasonable because definitely is considered a different innovation and stuff, and the ingredients that we use are actually quality stuff from around the world. But we also put on our cap to think that if I were to be attractive as a product for normal consumers, right, the price point has to be reasonable. So that's why we put it as that,
Because we don't have let's say for an organic product, let's say a body wash at about, let's say 300 to about 400 ml or body wash that's organic. You easily in Singapore dollars, you probably get about 20 plus $30 or something. Whereas for us, right, it's only about what, 8 USD or about 11 Sing dollars. And that gets you like a whole bottle of this that can, depending on how fast you use, right, can at least last you for 3 weeks or something. So we had to make sure that while our price point do not shock people, we had to make sure that all our ingredients are quality certified, and then with all the no nasties included. So there was a lot of criteria that we had to fulfill. So that's a difficult part.
Very good.
There's another thing that we were hoping to achieve as well, that if we can hit 150%, we also want to contribute to like organizations like Sea Shepherd and all, and we also want to work with like Michelle, like we'll discuss later on how we can expand our collaboration, because I think the best way for a brand to grow is do collaboration, to reach different audiences and to hear what is their opinion about it. So
and they will be joining us for the cleanup as well on 24th.
Unfortunately,
and they were also in the previous one.
We're not divers, so we'll just be picking the trash on the beach.
Can I tell you?
Don't worry, there's a lot.
Because that time we went for the first one to what was that, St. John's Island, right? And I was a bit frustrated when I was picking out the stuff, because anything that's white is not seashell but plastics. Anything that's blue are plastic. So it was quite frustrating and very overwhelming in a sense, because you really see all the plastic and all the garbage that's in the ocean. So you guys will know it better because you guys are divers. You guys know it best. So like, I don't know about her, but I wasn't naturally a very environmentally friendly person. But it's just that over the years you start to see, for me it's more of an animal concern. So when I start to see animals, marines, or documentaries about marine animals getting affected, the birds and everything affected. So that's where I think, something can be done. If everybody commit to something small, a change can happen. This is our motto. So this is what we came up with. So hopefully, we can scale the business and things like that. If you have any suggestions, like anything at all, feel free to reach out to us. And then we'll definitely reply anytime. So feedback is important. In the meantime, please see our page on Kickstarter if you can support us.
Great idea. Thank you for sharing and good luck.
Thank you, guys.